Is that the smell of cat piss? Did I just pay $25 to visit the beach? Did someone with a Pennsylvania license plate cut me off? Then I must be in Wilmington, North Carolina. Part 1. The History. Wilmington is inconveniently located between the Cape Fear River to the west and the Atlantic Ocean in the east. A bunch of white men from 100 years ago decided that it'd be a good place to settle. There's a lot of history in this town. For one, you have Brunswick Town / Fort Anderson, where a bunch of white people fought each other. And don't forget that the original January 6th happened in Wilmington in 1898. Most people are not taught this in history class. The USS North Carolina is now a museum ship docked in Wilmington. During its heyday in the 1940s, it made sushi in the South Pacific during World War II. Part 2. The Culture. For decades, Wilmington was a laid-back, small coastal community that was fairly cheap. Today, it's the opposite. In fact, there's hardly any locals left in Wilmington today. Most people who live in Wilmington now are from the northeast region of the United States. Somewhere around 2010, many northeastern residents decided that they could have a higher quality of life somewhere in the southeast. In doing so, the cost of living in Wilmington has risen dramatically. In fact, it's about the same to live in Wilmington as it is to live in Raleigh. But hey, the locals don't mind, right? As a result, the culture of Wilmington is best described as somewhere between a Chili's and a white girl with a G-Wagon. Just driving down the road in Wilmington, you'll see either a car wash or a storage unit on every corner. You may start to wonder, what happened to the small-town charm of this city? Many people praise the restaurants of Wilmington, but in my honest opinion, most of them take advantage of the scenery around them. Many of them bank on the fact that you're going to go for the scenery and charge high prices for lower quality food as a result. My favorite Wilmington restaurant is actually a chain called Walk On Sports Bistro and Bar. But sometimes I'll go to Kickback Jack's if I want to spice things up a little bit. Pretty much the only thing to do in Wilmington is go for a drink at one of the bars downtown and watch as the cancerous water of the Cape Fear River flows towards the ocean. One of the only things that you can do for free in Wilmington is visit one of the parks. Ironically, very few of them actually have access to salt water, which leads me into Part 3, the area. Much like the clogged arteries of a fast food consumer, the roadways to Wilmington are normally backed up with people attempting to visit the beach. The nearest beaches are Wrightsville, Carolina, and Curry Beach, all of which charge $5 an hour to park. The only free option is Fort Fisher, but good luck finding a parking spot. Even if you have a kayak or a boat, good luck getting on the water, as the few boat ramps in the area are almost always full. During the summer, visiting the water in any fashion around Wilmington is nearly impossible due to the crowds and expensive parking. Probably the easiest way to get to the water in Wilmington is to visit Carolina Beach State Park. Unfortunately, the park does not allow swimming, and the fishing here is not that great compared to other coastal rivers within North Carolina. So if you're in Wilmington and you want to access the water, here's the best thing to do. Whoa. Oh no.
The president.
Mr. President. They hit the second tower. As you can tell from this video, Wrightsville Beach is very aesthetically pleasing. The water is a very pretty blue color. Unfortunately, this is the only beach near Wilmington with blue water. All of the other ones are brown thanks to the Cape Fear River. One statement that I've always heard Wilmington people say is that they had no idea that North Carolina had clear blue water beaches until they visited Wrightsville. In reality, the beaches from the Outer Banks all the way down to the Crystal Coast have very pretty blue water. So anyone who thinks that Wrightsville is the only beach with clear blue water hasn't been to other areas of the North Carolina coast. For example, here is a picture on Instagram I found of Cape Lookout National Seashore. Most North Carolina beaches have clear water like this, just not the ones around Wilmington. In reality, if you move to Wilmington, North Carolina, this picture right here is mostly what you're gonna see. Market Street traffic. You really have to make a conscious effort to see any natural beauty around Wilmington, and it's gonna cost you money. Speaking of Market Street, the following video perfectly describes what it's like to drive in Wilmington. Now, if any Reddit user sees this video, they will likely be very angry. Not only does Reddit dislike Wilmington, but it also dislikes people who dislike Wilmington. If you're not familiar with the average Wilmington Reddit user, this is what they look like. Their response will probably be something like, "Well, if you don't like Wilmington, why don't you just leave?" Spoiler alert, I did. In a nutshell, if you're moving to Wilmington from up north or just a larger city in general, you'll probably enjoy it. But if you're a North Carolina-raised southern individual with a pickup truck and a boat who loves easy and free beach access, Wilmington probably is not for you. Wilmington does, however, have pretty good nightlife and is the biggest coastal city in North Carolina. So if you're looking for city amenities, it's a pretty cool place. The best way to put it is, I don't visit Wilmington when I want to visit the coast. I visit Wilmington when I just want to experience the city itself. Until next time, I'll see y'all at the insurance office.
Bar with the bar, the bang, the dang, dig, dig, dig. Set the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie. Bar with the bar, the bang, the dang, ding, diggy, diggy, dig. Set the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie. Bar with the bar, the bang, the dang, dig, dig, dig. Set the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie. Bar with a bar, the bang, the dang, dang, diggy, diggy, dick, set the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie.